Hello, welcome. If you're into your rugby training, you want to get stronger, fitter and faster, this video is going to help you out. So I'm going to teach you about what's the minimum you can train to get the most results, or in the minimum to get results, and what's the maximum you can train. And that goes for in the gym, on the field. That's not going to start decreasing your results, because people think that you can just keep on training and you're going to keep maximizing results. And getting strong doesn't actually work out that way. And now when I was actually much younger, I was, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I used to work out a lot, like 6-7 days a week, because that's what I thought you had to do to get as jacked as possible. Because, I saw all the magazines and I read all the stuff, just eat as much as you possibly can and train as much as you possibly can. And, you're going to get massive and you're going to get really strong. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't work that way. And I found out the hard way that a lot of people actually take anabolics and they cheat, or some people just have really good genetics. And I have not bad genetics, but I'm not the tallest. I don't hold the most muscle, and that's okay. So it took me a while to find this out, but you can only get so big naturally, right? Like, we do have this threshold, and you'll pretty much hit there after about 3 years of proper training. After that, you'll probably have 2 years of really slow growth. You can keep getting stronger, but in terms of size, you only have a certain amount of muscle fibers within inside the muscle that can hypertrophize, right? And that's what we're actually trying to do. We're trying to hypertrophize at a muscle fiber level if you're trying to get both stronger and bigger, okay? So it took me a long time to realize that, and I trained so hard, and I definitely didn't train as well as what I could have, as what I do now. Even I train, actually, I'm a lot stronger now. I'm a lot fresher now. I can do a lot more different things. So that's why I do these videos, is to actually teach you how you can train yourself. And this is how I train my athletes now, is to be way more efficient and get way better results that way. So let's get stuck in. What's the actual minimum that you can train, okay, to get stronger? So strength and speed. So say you want to get powerful, okay? What is power? So to be powerful, you either need to be really fast at something, okay? So like sprinting, you can be quite small, but you can actually get a lot of turnover quite quickly. You might have really good tendons, allowing you to bounce along really well. And that will depend on how many fast twitch muscle fibers you have. Or you can move something really, really heavy, okay? So your power is going to be how strong you are times how fast you can move it. Okay, so if we can work on both those qualities, which we can, all right, you're going to be powerful. Okay, and for rugby players, we need both strength, maximal strength, and we also need speed. Okay, and it doesn't matter what position you play, you need both of those qualities. Okay, and both of them, you train those qualities the exact same way. Okay, so like the same way you get speed if you're a prop, it's the same way you get a speed if you're a fullback. Okay, same way you get strength as a prop, same way you get strength as a fullback. It's got nothing to do with your position. As you get older, you'll probably pretty much maximize your strength gains, and then you will be mainly doing more speed work and just maintenance on your strength work. Okay, so what's the minimum you can get there? So as a beginner, you will grow from just 1 day a week. So if say you went to the gym and you just did strength work, you will get gains. Say you had speed work and you did it 1 day a week, all right? That will get you gains as a beginner, all right? For sure. Especially if you do all your plyometric work, you're doing your jumps, you're doing your light pogos into your more advanced pogos, into your broad jumps, into your hops, into your skips, right? You will actually get a lot of speed gains because you'll get a lot of coordination gains in the beginning. And from your strength gains, you also get a lot of coordination gains, but you're also going to achieve a lot of early gains. So because you haven't tapped into many muscle fibers yet, you're going to be tapping into muscle fibers that are very easy to tap into. And as you advance, it's harder to tap into the more and more muscle fibers that you actually have within inside the muscle. So that's why in the beginning, you're going to get these noob gains. You're going to get really quick gains. So 1 session a week, you can get away with. So for kids doing bodyweight stuff, 1 session a week, they will get awesome results. There's a chicken following me around. Anyway, this is the RDC home gym, by the way. So 1 session a week, that's all. Okay, so like with my body weight programs for kids, I put 2 sessions in because I think you can manage 2 half-an-hour sessions. Like I know kids are busy, they're doing lots of different things, right? So if they can get 2 sessions in, if they can get the 3rd speed session in, like they are going to change so fast, right? They are going to change so much. And it doesn't have to be big sessions, like 20, 30 minutes. So like if you just max out one lift, so like your push-up, your lunges, whatever it may be, you're going to get a lot of gains. And that goes for the strength work if you're just beginning the gym as well. So 1 day a week, that is it. Now, what about like if you want to get more out of that? Then if you went to 2 days a week, so say if you did 2 strength sessions in the gym and you wanted your fitness up too. So if you wanted your fitness up too, you would want to do some off-feet conditioning after. Now, one of the best things you can do for your fitness is to have a really big capacity, so your aerobic capacity. Okay, so if you have a big aerobic capacity, it's going to help in all areas. So when you want to do more of your other types of more intense work, if you have a bigger capacity to start off with, it's going to make those easier. Okay, so like I like doing a lot of things like easy riding at 70% or just under 70% of your max heart rate, only nasal breathing. Right, and only nasal breathing because it's going to make your body adapt to having less oxygen and being able to just keep itself calm, right? So like you don't really always breathing really heavy. You want to be able to calm your own breathing. So we do a lot of that. So minimum 2 sessions a week. So if you did that, you would space it out by 3 days, okay? And I actually use this split, the 2-day split, for hard gainers, people who struggle putting on size, and I use it for people who are busy, right? They can get 2 days a week, and most people can get to the gym or do a workout 2 times a week, right? They can do 30 to 40 minute sessions. And what you want to do is spread them out by about 3 days, okay? Because what happens in between those 3 days, you have a bit of atrophy, okay? This is where the size of muscle goes down, okay? And you lose strength, right? So we want to minimize that. So it's actually not doing that, okay, once you've got stimulus. So once you stimulate the muscles, right, you'll have about 48 hours where they're not actually decreasing. Okay, so that's why it's really good to do it 2 times. Now, I should put my optimal in here, but let's go to maximum. So what I think a maximum is actually 4 gym days, which would be a lower, upper, and then a sprint session on top of that. Okay, it may be 2 small sprint sessions. You could maybe fit that in, but the challenge with that, okay, and this is where a lot of people will do other splits, like they'll do their bodybuilding splits, and they're not going to work as well for natural athletes because there's going to be a lot more fatigue, and we're not going to hit the muscles enough, and we're going to get that atrophy effect, okay, and that's what we don't want. So you need to, as a natural, to get the most out of your body, you have to get stimulus to the muscles at least twice a week, spread out those 3 or 4 days. Okay, that's the absolute minimum. Okay, but like you could split it out like a 4-day split like that, and that way you would get a bit more time to really focus on those lifts, right? Like if say you want to do legs, you can really focus on doing your plyos with your legs. So I understand if you want to do it that way. And that's the absolute maximum I recommend. I don't recommend doing your bro splits, which are 6 or 7 days a week. Your splits where you'll go 2 sessions, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I think they're wasting your time. I actually know they're wasting your time because you're just going to be causing a lot of fatigue, all right? And that fatigue is actually going to, even if you don't feel it, right? Like, and this is the thing, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't feel fatigued. It's not about feeling, like you don't feel it. Like you might feel tired, but to be able to keep growing muscle, right? Because a lot of this I'm talking about strength and size, right? And even speed. Like speed, you need to be fast, okay? Right? You need to be moving fast, and you need to be reaching those more quality sessions, right? And the more quality sessions, the speed sessions we get, the better you're going to be. But definitely for size and strength, we want to be tapping into those higher threshold motor units. Okay, so we want to be tapping into those more muscle fibers. Okay, and that will only happen if you're fresh. So we want to be having more good sessions than not, and that's why those bro splits will not work well for natural people. And yes, you can get results from them, but not as good. Okay, and that's all I'm saying about it. Like, yes, you can get results from it, especially as a beginner, you will get results from anything, but they're not going to be as good. And you don't need to. Like, you're wasting your time. Like, you could be doing less. You could be going and working on skills. And that's what I think you should be doing, is going and working on your skills. Now, what's my optimal? So my optimal, what I really like is 3 full body days. And that's how old bodybuilders used to train, because they used to have to get really strong. That's what they focused on, is getting really strong before they had steroids. Okay? And so that strength made hypertrophy, because that's what the adaptation is. Right? You get stronger, the muscles will hypertrophize to help you deal with that. Okay? So yeah, my ideal is 3 full body sessions with two small speed sessions in between. Okay, and that way we can reduce fatigue, we can stimulate the muscle 3 times in a week, okay, which is obviously going to be better if we can get that stimulus. So we're going to have less atrophy, but it also means those sessions need to be really properly written out, because if you do too much in those sessions, say you did a Monday and a Wednesday, by the time you get to Wednesday, you're not going to be recovered enough. You're still going to have fatigue lying over. You're still going to have fatigue in the system, and you are not going to tap into those high threshold motor units you want. Okay, so I know that's going a bit technical, but minimum, all right? Beginners, 1 day a week. 2 days a week for anyone that intermediate wants to get really good results, okay? On the other end, 4 days with sprint days around it. And with that, do your off-peak conditioning at the end of sessions, and you will get awesome results. And that goes for kids, teenagers, advanced players. It doesn't matter who you are. That little formula will work really well. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Like and subscribe our videos. Check out our programs too. Check out our free app, Rugby Development Coach. Download it now. We have a couple of free programs on there you can check out. If you want to support us, jump on one of our programs, get trained by us, and I promise you, you won't regret it.